What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank, and today I want to talk about how there's a certain element in the African American community that identifies with the commercial African or the commercial African American, or they equate culture with the commercial culture manufactured by those who own the media. We all know who those people are. Those people who curate what the world sees when it comes to African Americans. And so those people, they have a litmus test of what it is to be black or what it is to be an African American. And because they're so uneducated, their litmus test is how ghetto you are naturally, how aesthetically ghetto and, for all intensive purposes, commercially hip hop you are, right? And a lot of these people call themselves FBA, right? Because black people have a tendency to latch on to trendy sounding words, and we do this all the time. It's a part of our lexicon. It's a part of how we communicate, how we speak English. Is we always change and interpret words, and we always gravitate towards new and trendy words. And sometimes they go out of style, sometimes they stick around for a while. FBA is one of them, and the people that it gravitated towards are the people who view African American through a MTV, BET, Western media lens, right? So whenever they see another African person who doesn't fit this aesthetic, right? The street hustling thug, the night walking skank scallywag black woman, they question the blackness, right? Because all they know as far as blackness is what they also have seen on TV. Because we forget that the reason why people view African Americans a certain way, even though our culture is vast and complicated, even from within the American experiment, there's only but a slight bit of it that's shown to the world. And that's how the world interprets and sees black people, through the white Jewish lens of entertainment. That's why they have so many preconceived notions of us. But when they end up being around us, when they come around our communities, they notice that we are completely different from the portrayal that you see on TV. But there are African Americans who are sold on that as well, even though around them they've seen their culture, right? But they rather pay attention to the TV that has brainwashed them than their real life and the family that they're a part of that shows the real culture, right? Or the communities that they're a part of that they don't pay attention to because they're enthralled in one aspect of a music genre of black culture, to the point to where anything black has to be hip-hop-ish, has to be thuggish, has to be commercial degenerateness, or you're not black. That's why you hear a lot of people, a lot of uneducated black people, they'll say, you talking white. Like, what does that mean? It's because I can speak properly. Is that because I can comprehend all forms of English, as well as recognize my own ABE style of English and its degenerate cousin, the ghetto version, exaggerated version of English? Is it because I have more words within my toolbox to utilize to express myself than the average uneducated African American that only use commercialized approved words to express themselves, right? Or is it because I walk a little different, because I'm limping, because I got a belt on, because I pull my pants up? Most black people, we like to wear belts and pull our pants up, right? Is it because we don't perpetuate the destruction of our communities as if it's a normal, cool thing to be accepted and be a litmus test for whether you're a man or not within the black community, right? That's why you see people who don't want to subscribe to the ghetto thug aesthetic, which is also a part of the black community, just like the ghetto thug aesthetic is also a part of other communities, because it's not married to just black people, but it's married to economic conditions, right? And the clothes and the access to resources that's available to you in your community, right? And I've always ran into this throughout my whole life when I decided to put on certain hats depending on where I'm at, right? I can be just as stereotypically, commercially, and exaggeratively ghetto as the next guy, right? But I understand everybody don't understand that form of communication, and there's an appropriate place for that. when you want to talk like that, right? But as a African American who is cultured, who is well-rounded, who has traveled and been somewhere, I understand that sometimes you have to put multiple hats on in order to effectively communicate with other people. And if you're going to be an ambassador for your people, you have to put your best foot forward. That doesn't mean act white. What is acting white? Ghetto is acting white. Being a savage barbarian is acting white. Not being able to control your emotions is acting white, right? All the degenerate behavior that you see in the lower realms of African American society is acting white. Acting black is acting next to godliness, is acting peaceful, is being wise, being smart, right? But also being lethally effective when necessary to protect you and your family, your territory, and your ideals, right? So there is a thing where they say, you have black people and you got niggas, right? And I always kind of fought against that phrase because I remember when white people tried to talk to me about it, and white people don't have the authority to separate the blacks and the niggas from each other and try to explain to me the difference. But me as a black man, I have the authority to say, yes, they're niggas and they are black people, right? The niggas are the ones who wholeheartedly accept the titles that white people give them, wholeheartedly accept the culture, accept everything that the white man has beaten to their ancestors. A nigga is somebody that doesn't value their blackness, but values the commercial perception of their blackness. That's what a nigga is. A nigga doesn't have control of their emotions. A nigga is not a fully developed human being. A nigga is a product of capitalism, Western capitalism. That's what a nigga is. A black man is legendary. A black man is excellent. A black man comes with so much history, so much depth, so much complications, so much potential for the future. That's what I am. I'm a black man, right? And there are black societies, right, who are tied to these niggas, right, who are FBA. If you look at those people at FBA, these are niggas that think they're smart. These are niggas that want to take the crown as the black man, but in fact, they are the niggas. They are the commercially manufactured Negroes that is meant to separate, divide, and weaken the black community, right? And sometimes in history, they have been very successful, right? But during the age of information, where there's so much knowledge, there's so much access to information, even to the most uneducated individual, that black excellence has started to take over. The true black man, the black community, who truly exists outside of all the commercial constructs created to represent us, is starting to emerge as black people, as Africans are starting to wake up and rise to who they are, what they are, and their capabilities. So I just wanted to say, that there is a difference between niggas and black people, right? And I am okay with delineating from niggas, because niggas has always been the bane of the black man's existence, the bane of the black woman's existence, the bane of the black community's existence. Because as the black community tries to coalesce, utilizing community and African-centered mindsets and ideologies to improve themselves, right? Not harm nobody else, but improve themselves. It's the niggas that hold us back. It's the niggas that backstab us. It's the niggas that still want to be represented in the lowest way. They still want to identify with the Jewish handlers and the other European white supremacist organization handlers would have the rest of the world believe about us. They still accept those poisoned butter biscuits from those individuals in order to run around and look like clowns with their pants hanging down, with their constantly pointing guns, weapons, and visceral towards other black people, while having no smoke and prostrating for the white man whenever he comes around, no matter how stereotypically tough these black Negroes try to act around their own so-called family and people. Right. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
If you really cared about being black, you would fight the stereotype, not feed it. I don't know when black people came into this whole mindset of, oh, white people think this about us, so let's just do it. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, I seen one girl say, oh, white people already think that black women are the mad, black, angry woman stereotype. We might as well become that. What the fuck do that? What sense do that make? Or when it comes to the conversation around the whole bonnets, they be like, white people already view us as dirty. Why should I care and make myself look good when I go out the house? If I want to wear my bonnet, I can wear my bonnet. Y'all be thinking about what y'all be saying before y'all be saying it. Or do y'all just be saying something because you think it sound woke? Most niggas and black people are two different types of people. And black people, we got to go ahead and release the niggas, because the niggas is the reason why the black community is not going to prosper. I'm talking about female and male. They're the reason why the black community is not going to prosper. Niggas are black presenting people, and they do not live on a code. They live for self. They live for individualism. They have nothing to do with community. Black people live specifically on a code, and that code is set by what's beneficial and what's good for our community. For instance, if I know that there are stereotypes amongst black women that we don't have hair and we can't grow our hair, why would I not, as a black woman, grow my hair and wear my hair out? You have a lot of black women going around screaming, talking about, oh, black women can't grow long hair. Stop asking us if we can grow long hair. But then when you tell black women to take the weaves off, it's, oh, but we like weaves. We should be able to do what we want to do. So you don't care about community. You don't care about community. If you just want to do what you want to do, stop bringing up shit that got to do with black people. Stop. Because it's getting to the point where the people that's causing the stereotypes are also the same people complaining about them. Or the niggas and the bitches that be like, all black men and all black women aren't baby mamas. But then when you get down to the nitty gritty, you ask the person talking, they're a fucking baby mama or a baby daddy. How you mad at a stereotype that you help feed?
Ever since I started advocating for African people, African Americans have been wanting me to prove my blackness so bad. And I genuinely find it hilarious to watch them drive themselves insane coming up with background stories for me. The comments and the DMs I've received since I started making these videos, according to African Americans, they think that I am an African migrant with white parents who grew up in the suburbs who only dates white women. White women don't even find me attractive. Like, what? You can't make this up. Not to mention the amount of videos I have on my page of literally worshiping and complimenting black women. But it's just crazy because my advocacy for African culture, and that being my rooted identity as an African American man, came from my African American education from an HBCU in Daytona Beach, Florida. You can't make this up. And this is not a video of me trying to prove my blackness to a bunch of people that honestly don't even factor in onto nothing, not even their own lives, but to just use it as further talking points and evidence to prove that African Americans truly don't have a culture. Y'all don't have a shared identity. Because apparently that shared culture and that shared identity evaporates the second somebody decides to pull their pants up, talk proper, or get a little bit of money and move out the hood. Like, please, somebody make it make fucking sense. Culture doesn't disappear just because I'm elevating in life. Culture doesn't disappear because I sound educated. That literally just means that me and many other African Americans are not performing the character that you developed in your head. Because the ultimate point that I'm really trying to prove with this video is the simple fact that y'all can't even recognize another African American unless they come dressed like a drill or trap rapper, a California gangbanger, a New York fashion hype beast, a bum-ass southerner, or a feminine Atlanta punk. And that's the honest to God, unfiltered, raw truth. That's what y'all refer to as a culture. The reason why I think you guys have such a pushback to me and people like me who have these same talking points, because our confidence in African roots that we honestly weren't exposed to is better than these stereotypes that y'all want to fight to uphold. Genuinely, I want to know, when did being grounded and confident in your African roots make you less black? Because I'd advocate that black people from the early 1900s, 1920s, up into the 1960s had way better, way stronger foundation for black culture than we would ever have as modern day African Americans. The fact that y'all want to walk around with these dirty, dingy, ghetto ass streetwear, still want to parade yourself as black excellence, then also want to argue that African American culture was built off of survival, but yet black people in the early 1900s all the way up into the 1960s dressed the way that they did because walking around with rags and holes in your fucking pants and shirts meant the opposite of excellence. So that's why they walked around with suits, ties, and our women dressed with modesty because it brought them a certain level of a respectability that they literally could not survive in society if they did not have. And yet that is a practice of actual African American culture that you guys have completely tossed to the wayside, but still want to claim black culture and black excellence. And must I remind you again, I learned these things and was taught these things through an HBCU, an historic black college university in America, as an African American born and raised in America, where we literally had to dress professionally every single Wednesday. in order to uphold the standard that has already been established for Black excellence and what that looks like as an African American. While this chick got up on here yesterday talking some Africans don't know what culture looks like, it seems like African Americans don't know what their own culture actually looks like. Because that's the real kicker for me. That's the real kicker as an intellectual, as an educated African American. How the fuck did we get our culture stolen from us twice within human history? Blame Africans, right? If me talking and having the education that you Google and regurgitate on TikTok to claim, not sagging, talking proper, being educated with my African American HBCU education, respecting my African roots mean that I'm just all of a sudden not Black, I'm not African American, cool. I'm already in the process of getting my passport to Africa any goddamn way. When shit hits the fan for FBAs in America, I hope to not see you guys in what I would like to call the motherland.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.